What if I told you that 2025 could be the year that changes everything for you? Not in some vague, wishful thinking kind of way, but in a real, tangible, life-transforming way. See, most people are going to enter 2025 the same way they entered last year, with big dreams, loose plans, and zero follow-through. They'll set resolutions in January, forget them by February, and wonder by December why nothing changed. But not you. Because today, you're going to learn the 5 rules that separate those who dream from those who do, those who wish from those who win, and those who hope for success from those who become it. This isn't theory. This isn't fluff. This is the blueprint. So take a deep breath, settle in, and get ready. Because by the end of this video, you're going to see 2025 in a completely different light. Let's begin. Here's the truth that nobody wants to say out loud. Time is running out. Not in a morbid way, but in a wake-up call, slap you in the face, now or never kind of way. Think about it. How many years have you said, "This is my year," only to find yourself 12 months later in the exact same place? Same job, same habits, same excuses, same life. And look, I'm not judging. We've all been there. But here's what's different about 2025. The world is moving faster than ever before. Technology is advancing. Opportunities are exploding. And those who adapt, those who take intentional action, are going to thrive like never before. But those who hesitate, those who wait for the perfect moment, they're going to get left behind. 2025 isn't just another year on the calendar. It's a crossroads, a moment in time where you get to decide, am I going to keep living the same story, or am I going to write a new one? Because here's the thing about success in this new era. It's not about luck anymore. It's not about being in the right place at the right time. It's about strategy. It's about discipline. It's about mindset. And that's exactly what these 5 rules are going to give you. So let me ask you a question. What would your life look like if 1 year from now you looked back at 2025 and said, that was the year everything changed? What if you finally started that business, got into the best shape of your life, built financial freedom, healed relationships, found peace? That's not a fantasy. That's a choice. And it starts right here, right now. So no more waiting, no more excuses, no more "I'll start tomorrow." 2025 is your defining year. And by the time we're done here, you're going to know exactly how to own it. Let's dive into the first rule. Before you can achieve success, you have to define it. And here's the problem. Most people are chasing a definition of success that was handed to them by someone else. Society says success is a 6-figure income. Instagram says it's followers and likes. Your parents say it's a stable job and a white picket fence. Your friends say it's expensive cars and designer clothes. But what do you say? Because if you're climbing the ladder of success, you'd better make sure it's leaning against the right wall. Otherwise, you'll spend your whole life reaching the top, only to realize you climbed the wrong mountain. Let me tell you a story. There was a man named David. He spent 15 years building a successful law career. Long hours, high stress, big paycheck. On paper, he was crushing it. But inside, he was miserable, burnt out, disconnected from his family, living a life that looked impressive but felt empty. One day he asked himself a simple question. If money wasn't an issue, what would I actually want to do with my time? The answer? Teach. Mentor, help young people find their path. So he did something radical. He left the law firm, started a nonprofit, took a massive pay cut, and you know what happened? For the first time in years, he felt alive. He wasn't just successful, he was fulfilled. That's the difference. True success isn't about what the world applauds. It's about what makes you come alive. It's about alignment. When your actions, your values, and your vision are all moving in the same direction. So let's get practical. Here's how you redefine success for 2025. Step 1. Close your eyes and imagine it's December 31st, 2025. You're looking back on the year. What would have to happen for you to say, "This was my best year ever"? Don't think about money or status. Think about feelings. How do you want to feel? Who do you want to become? Step 2, write it down. And I mean actually write it. Get specific. I want to be successful is not a vision. I want to wake up energized, spend quality time with my family, and build a business that impacts lives. That's a vision. Step 3, ask yourself, is this my dream or someone else's? Be honest. If you're chasing something just to impress people or prove a point, you'll never feel satisfied. Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. Here's the truth. You can have all the money in the world and still feel empty. You can have the perfect body and still feel insecure. You can have the dream job and still feel unfulfilled. Because real success isn't a destination. It's a state of being. It's progress. It's purpose. It's peace. So before you set a single goal for 2025, ask yourself, what does success actually mean to me? Because once you define it, everything else becomes clear. And that brings us to rule number 2.
Let's talk about the most valuable currency in 2025. It's not money. It's not time. It's attention. Your attention is your power. It's what you focus on that shapes your reality. And in a world designed to distract you, notifications, social media, endless content, 24/7 news cycles, your ability to focus is your greatest competitive advantage. Think about it. Every successful person you admire has one thing in common. They guard their focus like their life depends on it. Because it does. Warren Buffett once said, the difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. Not because they're rude, but because they understand that every yes to something unimportant is a no to something that matters. So here's the hard truth. If you want to achieve massive success in 2025, you have to become ruthless with your focus. Let me introduce you to the one-goal rule. Here's how it works. Instead of having 10 goals for the year, you pick one primary goal that, if you achieved it, would make everything else easier or irrelevant. For example, if your one goal is to build a profitable business, everything else, your habits, your schedule, your learning, revolves around that. If your one goal is to get in the best shape of your life, every decision you make is filtered through that lens. The one-goal rule forces clarity. It eliminates decision fatigue. It channels all your energy into one direction, creating momentum instead of scattered effort. But focus isn't just about goals. It's about your daily attention. Let me ask you, how much time do you spend each day on things that don't move you forward? Scrolling social media, watching random YouTube videos, checking your phone every 5 minutes, getting pulled into other people's drama. These aren't harmless habits, they're attention leaks, and every leak drains your power. So here's the strategy. Time blocking. Schedule your day like a CEO schedules a board meeting. Block out specific hours for deep work. No distractions, no interruptions. This is your sacred time. Protect it. Dopamine discipline. Understand that your brain is wired to seek instant gratification. Social media, junk food, Netflix binges, they all give you quick hits of dopamine, but they rob you of the focus you need to do hard, meaningful work. Train your brain to delay gratification. The ability to do hard things is the foundation of success. The 90-minute rule. Work in 90-minute focused intervals, then take a break. This aligns with your brain's natural rhythm and maximizes productivity without burnout. Here's the bottom line. Your focus determines your fortune. The more you focus, the faster you achieve. The more you scatter your attention, the longer you stay stuck. So ask yourself,
What am I focusing on? Is it bringing me closer to my goals or pulling me further away? Because in 2025, the people who win are the people who focus. Now, let's talk about rule number 3. Here's a secret that successful people know. Motivation is overrated. I know, that sounds crazy coming from a motivation video, but hear me out. Motivation is like a spark. It gets you started. It gives you that initial burst of energy. But sparks don't last. They flicker. They fade. And if you rely on motivation alone, you'll quit the moment things get hard. What you need isn't more motivation. What you need are systems, habits, routines that run on autopilot regardless of how you feel. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah wanted to write a book. She'd been motivated to write for years. She'd buy journals, download writing apps, set ambitious deadlines. And every time, she'd start strong and quit within a week. Why? Because she was relying on motivation. Then she tried something different. Instead of waiting to feel inspired, she committed to writing just 200 words a day. That's it. Some days she felt motivated and wrote 2,000 words. Other days, she dragged herself to the keyboard and barely hit 200. But she showed up every single day. 1 year later, she had a finished manuscript, not because she was motivated every day, but because she had a habit. That's the power of systems. Here's the truth. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So let's build systems that work. Start small. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. That's a recipe for burnout. Instead, pick one tiny habit and commit to it. Want to get fit? Start with 10 push-ups a day. Want to read more? Start with 5 pages. Small habits create momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates bigger habits. Stack your habits. Use something you already do as the trigger for a new habit. For example, after I pour my morning coffee, I'll write in my journal for 5 minutes. This technique called habit stacking makes it easier for new habits to stick. Track your progress. What gets measured gets managed. Use a habit tracker, an app, a journal, a simple checklist. Seeing your streak builds accountability. Watching your progress grow is addictive in the best way. So here's the 2-day rule. Life happens. You'll miss a day. That's okay. But here's the rule. Never miss 2 days in a row. Missing once is a slip. Missing twice is the start of a new habit, a bad one. So if you break your streak, get back on track immediately. Here's what most people don't understand. Habits aren't about perfection. They're about consistency. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to show up. Day after day, week after week, month after month. Because here's the magic. Small actions, repeated consistently, create massive results over time. Think about it. If you improve by just 1% every day, you'll be 37 times better by the end of the year. That's the compound effect. So stop waiting for motivation to strike. Build habits that carry you forward even when motivation fades. Because motivation gets you started, but habits keep you going. Let's move to rule number 4.
You are not just a product of your decisions. You're a product of your environment. Think about it. If you're surrounded by people who complain, you'll complain. If your workspace is cluttered, your mind will be cluttered. If your phone is filled with distractions, you'll be distracted. Your environment isn't neutral. It's either lifting you up or dragging you down. Here's a powerful truth. You don't need more willpower. You need a better environment. Let me explain. Imagine you're trying to eat healthy, but your kitchen is stocked with chips, cookies, and soda. Every time you're hungry, you're fighting temptation. That takes willpower. And willpower is a limited resource. Eventually, you'll break. Now imagine this. Your kitchen is stocked with fresh fruit, veggies, and healthy snacks. When you're hungry, the healthy choice is the easy choice. No willpower required. That's the power of environment design. Let's break it down into 3 areas. 1. Your physical environment. Look around right now. What does your space say about your goals? If your desk is messy, your productivity will suffer. If your bedroom is chaotic, your sleep will suffer. If your home is filled with clutter, your mind will feel heavy. Clean it up, organize it, design it to support the life you want. Want to work out more? Lay out your gym clothes the night before. Want to read more? Keep a book on your nightstand, not your phone. Want to eat better? Meal prep on Sundays. Make the right choice, the easiest choice. 2. Your digital environment. This one's huge. Your phone, your computer, your social media feeds, these are extensions of your environment. If the first thing you see in the morning is negativity, drama, and comparison, that's how your day will feel. So audit your digital space. Unfollow accounts that drain you. Mute toxic people. Delete apps that waste your time. Follow creators who inspire and educate you. Your feed should fuel you, not deplete you. 3. Your social environment. This one's the most important one. Jim Rohn said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Look at your circle. Are they ambitious, supportive, growing, or are they stuck, negative, and pulling you backward? You don't have to cut people off, but you do have to be intentional about who gets your energy. Seek out people who challenge you. Join communities aligned with your goals. Find mentors. Build friendships based on growth, not gossip. Because if you hang out with 5 millionaires, you'll be the 6th. If you hang out with 5 complainers, you'll be the 6th. Your environment shapes your destiny. So here's your action step. This week, do an environment audit. Clean your space, organize your digital life, evaluate your relationships. Make your environment work for you, not against you. Because when your environment supports your goals, success becomes inevitable. Now let's talk about rule number 5, the one that ties everything together.
Here's the rule that separates dreamers from doers. Action beats perfection. Every single time. You can have the perfect plan, the perfect strategy, the perfect vision, but if you don't act, none of it matters. Most people never start because they're waiting for perfect conditions. They're waiting to feel ready, waiting for more knowledge, waiting for confidence, waiting for the right time. But here's the truth. The right time doesn't exist. You'll never feel 100% ready. And perfection is a myth that keeps you stuck. The most successful people in the world didn't wait. They started messy. They started scared. They started imperfect. But they started. Let me tell you about a guy named Alex. Alex wanted to start a YouTube channel for 2 years. He watched tutorials, bought expensive equipment, wrote scripts, but he never hit record. Why? Because he was terrified it wouldn't be perfect. He was scared of judgment, scared of failure. Then one day, he said, "Screw it," and uploaded a video. It was awkward, the lighting was bad, he stumbled over his words. It got 47 views. But he kept going. Video after video, imperfect, messy, real. Fast forward 2 years, he's got over 500,000 subscribers. But here's the kicker. He didn't succeed because he was perfect. He succeeded because he started imperfect. Action creates clarity. You learn more from doing than from planning. Every step forward gives you feedback. Every mistake teaches you something. Every failure brings you closer to success. So here's your new mantra. Done is better than perfect. But let's get practical. How do you take action when fear is screaming at you to stay safe? Step 1. Start small. Don't overwhelm yourself with massive action. Just take the first step. Want to start a business? Register the domain. Want to get fit? Do 1 workout. Want to write a book? Write 1 paragraph. Small action breaks the inertia. Once you start moving, momentum builds. Step 2. Embrace discomfort. Growth lives outside your comfort zone. If you're comfortable, you're not growing. So get comfortable being uncomfortable. That awkward feeling, that's the feeling of expansion. Step 3. Fail forward. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every failure is data. Every mistake is a lesson. The faster you fail, the faster you learn. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failures, he said, "I didn't fail. I just found 10,000 ways that didn't work." That's the mindset. Step 4. Take daily action. Success isn't built in one big moment. It's built in 1,000 small moments. What can you do today that moves you closer to your goal? Do that, then do it again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. Consistency compounds. Here's the bottom line. The world doesn't reward the smartest. It rewards the boldest, the ones who act despite fear, the ones who move despite doubt, the ones who start despite imperfection. So stop overthinking, stop waiting, stop hiding behind "I'm not ready yet." You are ready. You just have to prove it to yourself. Take action. Messy, imperfect, relentless action. Because in 2025, the bold will rise. Let's pull it all together. You've learned 5 rules, but here's the magic. When you combine them, they don't just add up, they multiply. Success isn't one thing, it's an equation. Mindset times action times consistency equals massive results. Let me break it down. Mindset. This is your foundation. It's how you define success. It's your focus. It's your belief that you can achieve your goals. Without the right mindset, action is aimless. Action. This is your fuel. It's the daily habits, the bold moves, the imperfect steps forward. Without action, mindset is just fantasy. Consistency. This is your multiplier. It's showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Without consistency, action is just a flash in the pan. Here's the key. Each element multiplies the others. If your mindset is strong but you don't take action, you get 0 results. If you take massive action but quit after a week, you get 0 results. If you're consistent with the wrong actions, you get 0 results. But when you combine all 3, that's when the magic happens. Imagine this. You redefine success, so you're chasing something meaningful. You master focus so every day moves you forward. You build habits so progress is automatic. You design your environment so success is inevitable. You take bold, imperfect action every single day. What happens? You transform. Not overnight, but over time. Slowly at first, then suddenly. And before you know it, you're living a completely different life. That's the power of the success equation. So as you step into 2025, remember this. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. It's about aligning your mindset, your actions, and your consistency towards one clear vision. Do that, and nothing can stop you.
Let me share a few stories of real people who applied these exact principles and transformed their lives. Story number 1. Jessica, the burnt-out teacher. Jessica was exhausted. Teaching drained her. She loved kids, but the system broke her spirit. She felt stuck. Then she redefined success. I want to help people learn, but on my terms. She started a side business, online tutoring, small steps, daily action. Within 18 months, she quit her job and now runs a thriving educational business from home. She's happier, more present, financially free, all because she redefined success and took action. Story number 2. Marcus, the overweight entrepreneur. Marcus built a successful company, but his health was a disaster. He tried every diet, every workout plan. Nothing stuck. Then he focused on one habit, walking 10,000 steps a day. That's it. No gym, no crazy diet, just consistency. 6 months later, he'd lost 40 pounds. He didn't change everything. He changed one thing and stuck with it. Story number 3. Priya, the trapped corporate climber. Priya had the dream job.
Big salary, corner office, impressive title. But she was miserable. She realized she was chasing someone else's dream. So she took a risk, quit, started freelancing. It was terrifying. The first few months were rough, but she focused. She built habits. She upgraded her environment. Now, she makes more money, works less, and travels the world. She's living her definition of success. These stories aren't unique. They're repeatable. The blueprint is the same. Redefine success. Focus. Build habits. Upgrade your environment. Take action. And it starts with you. Here's where theory becomes reality. I'm challenging you to a 90-day success sprint. Why 90 days? Because it's long enough to see real results, but short enough to stay motivated. Here's your blueprint. Phase 1. Clarity. Days 1 to 10. Define your one big goal for 2025. Write down why it matters. Identify the habits you need to build. Audit your environment, physical, digital, social. Phase 2. Action. Days 11 to 70. Take daily action toward your goal, no exceptions. Track your habits. Celebrate small wins. Adjust as needed. Learn from mistakes. Stay focused. Say no to distractions. Phase 3. Momentum. Days 71 to 90. Reflect on your progress. How far have you come? Double down on what's working. Share your journey. Inspire others. Set your next 90-day goal. By the end of 90 days, you won't just feel different, you'll be different. So here's the challenge. Commit right now. Say it out loud. I'm all in for the next 90 days. And drop a comment below. I'm starting my 90-day sprint. Let's build a community of action takers. Here's the deepest truth. Success isn't something you chase. It's something you become. You don't attract what you want. You attract who you are. If you want a successful life, you have to become a successful person. Not in title, in identity. Ask yourself, how does my future self think? How does my future self act? How does my future self make decisions? Then start being that person now, not someday, today. That's the inner shift. Stop waiting for success to change you. Change yourself, and success will follow. We've reached the end, but this isn't the end. It's the beginning. You now have the blueprint, the 5 rules, the mindset, the action plan. But knowledge without action is meaningless. So here's my final question for you. What are you going to do with this? Will you watch this video, feel inspired for 5 minutes, and go back to your old life? Or will you take this message and let it ignite something in you? Will you use it as fuel to build the life you've always dreamed of? 2025 is coming, and it belongs to the bold, the focused, the consistent, the ones who act. So step into your power, redefine your success, master your focus, build unshakable habits, design your environment, and take relentless action. Because the life you want is waiting for you. You just have to be brave enough to claim it. Now go. The world is waiting. Your transformation starts now.